this lobby by the end of it. Yo, yo. Oh, someone came to say hi to you real quick.
Yeah, they know me, bro.
Me? Ah, we got a third person. All right, invite him to the party. Invite him to the party for the podcast because they're gonna
Like, you know,
sit
this is
here.
reserved, right?
Yeah, these are reserved seating, sir. Mr. Oh, I don't know if I can say the name. Deep in her vagine.
Deeper vagine.
Deep in der vagine. Deep in her vagine.
Oh my god.
And then we got pepperoni nips right there too. Oh my god.
What is happening?
Pepperoni nips, would you like to meet Deep in her vagine?
Let's do the intro and then we continue.
Okay. Babe, do the intro for Doublekoradio real quick.
Yeah, why she's on the spot? Like, why she feel like that? Just the intro and then pass it up. That's it.
Why?
I don't know
Why not? You're part of it.
This is weird. I never.
Guest starring QDB for the intro.
Bro, we're gonna get mad.
I'll edit it in somehow. Don't worry, it's not live.
Just my voice. Just my voice. Just do
Figure something out. Go. Just go with it. Just go with the wind. Go with the wind. Go.
No pressure.
If it sucks, I won't put it in. Don't worry.
Hi guys, welcome to Double KO Radio. I'm Ms. QDV, and here is DKO Poe and ZKO David to talk some shit about some shit.
Let's go. Thank you.
How am I gonna put cursing in the first 7 seconds of YouTube, David?
You can edit it.
You're right. I'm gonna bleep it out so
Yeah,
YouTube doesn't know.
Thank you. Yo,
All
man,
right.
how you been?
I've been alright. In case YouTube's been wondering, because I haven't been contacted for about six days, which is a huge hiatus for me for the past 2 months.
Absolutely.
Just letting you know, guys, content is coming soon. I still have a lot more ideas for showcasing stuff for Grand Blue. The streaming thing is still a problem, so David and I haven't been going on the plan that we had originally thought for streaming for the channel on YouTube. But yeah, I've been working on oh my god, something says podcast. That's you. You messed me up. You got this guy Zendatsu fainted in front of you, and I thought he wrote podcast. I was like, oh sweat, somebody knows. Somebody caught on.
They know.
So yeah. Oh, I forgot to put the stopwatch. We're on a timer.
No worries. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think G2 sent you a message saying, "Hey, just make sure you're okay. You know, you haven't uploaded in a while." Are you good?
I owe them
Okay,
a post too on a poll that I had them do on the results for season 3 character choices, because I did a season 2 one and it was pretty cool that a lot of people decided to join in and have their opinion on what characters they want. A lot of the the hardcore actual Grand Blue fantasy people. I thought that was really cool, so thank you everybody for participating. It will be up soon if anybody that participated in that is listening in to this podcast. Hey. But yeah, David and I are here to talk about some Evo stuff real quick.
Evo Online Edition. Put lightning in there.
So it's not about Animal Crossing?
No, this podcast is not about Animal Crossing.
Yet.
That's probably why Cutie thought she was in it for the beginning.
Yeah, Evo Online, bro. What is that? What does that even mean?
That means low tier god and
oh my god,
and Cero has to like get a fake account and make their way into Evo if they want, right? For these not the actual games.
Technically they can.
That they play.
Easy, they can. But anyway, Evo Online, we got an announcement. Sorry, I was eating a cookie. Evo Online got an announcement. Got a trailer too, really cool trailer. And I think that's their way to reach out to the community, because there was a lot of concerns about this whole social distancing that's been going on, and I think they went with the best approach, right? Instead of fully canceling the whole the whole event, they adapted to the situation and they brought up this Evo Online, and it came with a couple of twists, right? It came with a different lineup added to what it will be the main lineup that they had. It's gonna be. I'm gonna say the dates soon. But it's almost like a whole month, right? A month and a little bit more.
It's my birthday month. Literally, every single week of July, Evo's gonna have a tournament on that weekend. So,
I thought you were
happy
gonna say
birthday
your
to me.
Every single day, every single weekend is your birthday. Technically, right? That's how we celebrate.
Yeah.
So they added an extended lineup because it would be too much if it's gonna be online. People have stuff to do or not. It's just not to pry too much in their personal privacy time. And so the games are still there, right? Like they still have Unio in Birth. They have Dragon Ball, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Grand Blue, Samsho, Street Fighter 5, and something called Tournament of Champion, but it's a 20.
Yeah.
That initially was the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Tournaments of Champion, right?
Yeah.
So now it just says that. It's a little bit vague though.
In that list though, there is one game missing, and I'll give you a clue, David. You ready?
I wouldn't. Fire! Smash Brother Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, let me get the camera back. Sorry.
Oh, you.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna find my GameCube controller just to make that sound effect.
I think it's pretty cool. Very accurate. Very accurate.
Yeah. It was close.
Yeah, there's people concerned about that. I think people were already, ranting. Whatever game never makes it, it's always a rant. But this time, Smash is very important to the community of Evo, I guess. And
it brings a lot of people, a lot of views. Smash tournament, like Smash players actually go to the tournaments. Like Evo should be, all the games that go in there have the same numbers that Smash players do, because there's millions of us out there, only like a couple thousand go, but it's still the biggest in the world for the year.
But Smash gets all the views always, right? Like all the views, all the seats, all everything.
Yeah, every Smash player is very into their own scene, so that's good. Not every, but you know what I mean.
And then the twist that they made in this was adding a different lineup, right? And the lineup is very impressive, in my opinion, right? They added Mortal Kombat 11, which initially wasn't part of the initial lineup, and that was a big fuss about it. No Mortal Kombat, no MK, but whatever. Everybody thought they're gonna have their own tournament. But Ed Boon is a genius. He had a time machine, and he knew what was gonna happen, so he knew he was gonna come back. So Mortal Kombat Aftermath, which is the expansion technically, Killer Instinct finally come back after 3, I think, or 4 years in absence. Killer Instinct is coming back. Then Fighting Herds, which is a indie game, and Skullgirls, which actually they both use the same type of engine, the Z engine.
Yeah.
And I think those 3 are the most impactful from the lineup, right? Mortal Kombat, we've seen that game before in Evo. Killer Instinct hasn't been there for so many years, and then this too, at all. They haven't, right? In such a long time. And especially them Fighting Herds now getting the exposure that, recently just came out of open beta, let's put it like that, right? Like, and now it's a full-fledged game. And everyone had an opinion about this. Everyone had an opinion. Why these games? And most of this game has something in common, which is a good online play, a good netcode. And that was the big fuss about it, right?
For years.
Yeah.
Like not all of them, but obviously like the oldest games here is like Skullgirls has been around for like almost 10 years. Always had good stuff to say about the netcode, mainly by the community that still plays that game. KI always highly revered for having
Incredible.
a great netcode.
To this day, right?
Unfortunately, it's only for Xbox. That's a one negative for me.
NPC. Stop.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But like, because I'm usually stick to console when it comes to gaming. Like for people like me, that's like a negative for me because I don't like the way the Xbox works, and another thing is for me the game didn't flow well for me, but it's still really fun to watch. For me, it's really fun to watch. No matter what characters on screen, the characters are really unique and interesting to watch. and the graphics are still all right for this day and age to watch too.
Okay.
And
hang in there.
like even with me not enjoying the game as I played, I at least understand what's more or less going on, and I'm cool with watching that one of the Evil Awakens. You know, it's gonna be exciting.
And always had a good
sorry,
showing, too.
but one last thing too, like the community too is very passionate, and that's
Super.
gonna add to the excitement as well. Even though we don't know exactly, it is online, so we're not gonna see like actual crowd reactions and hear the roar of the crowd and all that stuff. But the chat's gonna be blowing up, that's for sure.
Yeah, sorry, my dog is asking me to come outside. Come, there you go. Absolutely.
Ali,
and
say
they're
something.
doing online tournaments. No, no, don't get him started out. Yeah, and especially now with the announcement that more people are going in. Yeah, our game is finally back, and it had a good showing the times that it was an Evo too. So I think that was really cool. And the cup that they had like a KI cup, and that was really interesting too. Like it felt like it was supported a lot by the developers itself, because they felt like they were players too. So I think that was really cool. I think the most that I'm hype about is for them fighting herds, and because I think if you're an independent creator, right, this is such a great exposure for you, right? This is something that is like, damn, I'm in the big stage. Disregarding if it's online only, I'm in the big stage. I'm here with the big titles, you know.
It's like it almost feels like catching a lucky break in Hollywood. You know what I mean?
It's incredible.
Like,
dude.
and you're thinking about it too. Skullgirls was never a main title throughout its whole life, and again, it's been almost like 10 years or whatever for Skullgirls, and this is the game's first year of being around, right? Fighting herds.
It's not even completely out. It just
as
came
a
out
playable game, as something that people can actually touch and play around with. And it kind of shows the power too of what Evo is for a lot of people going, what, this game? And then of course all the content creators, they got nothing better to do, so they're all playing the game. That happened to us last year when it came to Unio. It happened to be on sale, and we were like, oh, now this is an Evo, and we just like somehow our brains are wired, like fighting game people are wired to just go, all right, let me just try this out since it's an Evo, right?
Yeah.
Interesting
and I think that's great. I love it. I think more games out there can use this as an influence. You know, look, we can keep doing our thing, and we can still be identified as ourselves, not a carbon copy of something else, and still make it out there. You know, and that's why I'm super happy for them. And yeah, a lot of people had a couple of saying, because this game itself, in presentation wise, we covered it a long time ago. It's a really choppy video we had in DKO when we first started.
Dude, for a whole like year and a half, when we had way less subscribers, that was like our most popular video by far. And unfortunately, the upload around that time, or whatever crappy PC, like wires were crossing when we were trying to upload our videos around that time, destroyed us when we actually uploaded, because we'd see it in the PC, it would run fine, and then when we'd upload, it would just have like lag throughout the whole video, and we just left it up. I was like, oh well, then somebody's gonna watch this shitty video soon.
And the thing is, that was still when it first trailer, like a first them trying to show you about the game, to convince you to be a backer on it and all that stuff. And the game itself, like I mentioned, the presentation wise, right, it's more like ponies and animals and stuff like that, which initially it makes you immediately a question mark on top of your head, right, as a nature, right, because you're used to seeing humanoids or something like that, right, fighting, and then you see these animals, and immediately you're like, wait, what the hell?
And they're not side characters, they're not like summons, they're the main character.
That is correct. And this game also has its own history and how it came to be like that, but you know, with licensing and stuff like that. But then again, it's something, once again, that it's not something you're used to seeing. And even if you're used to seeing, you will not see this type of content in a fighting game, right? You might be seeing it in an action game or something else that is not this. So that's pretty cool. And then you see these animals duking it out, fighting, doing air combos, doing all this crazy stuff, and you're like, wow, this looks kind of crazy. What is this? But I can definitely say that the first impression is kind of strange for anyone that I've seen reacting to it. And I think that without this, I'm just being bold about it, without this Evo announcement, this game probably would have had a way rougher time to keep pushing their game. Like, look, my game is good, guys, play it. But now with the right exposure, I think they.
Well, it's the right
right, so I'm
exposure
hyped about it.
and actually being more or less a good game from having people's like pros perspective on after toying with it, right?
Correct. So,
'Cause that
and I
definitely
agree with you,
helps.
right? To piggyback on that, I think the game was always good. It's just people weren't. There was no light shining on them, right? They had no spotlight to be like, well, play my game, and only a handful of people will be playing, and they go like, hey, play this game. Be like, nah, I'm playing Grand Blue. Nah, I'm playing Dragon Ball. I'm playing Street Fighter. You already have an incentive. What is the incentive of playing this game? Until they actually touch this game, and now that people are doing it, the reactions are being incredible. Which is really cool about it. The reactions are like, yo, this game is really good. Oh, this game has all these great things. Oh, you can do this in this game, and that. The more they see of that, the less they see what they were afraid of. Oh, this animals fighting, And if they see the value of the game because of all the content that it has, all the gameplay that it has. I think it has covered most of the things that we would like in a fighting game, right? It's already there. Ground bounds, wall bounds. It's a great tutorial of robots with mad information. And the most important thing is it has heart, right? The game has heart. It doesn't feel soulless. So now that people are actually trying it, they can take that aside and see the gameplay of it.
It helps
I'm hyped
too
about
that one of the original designers for that
Yeah.
brand is helping out with the character designs and all that stuff. Almost like the
Which it
George
wasn't.
Lucas. They got
Mhm.
the George Lucas there to guide them with
Yeah,
their
she
project.
wanted to make this happen, and she definitely. That's why I was like, it almost didn't happen, right? Because of the licensing issues. And then you got Skullgirls, right? The Skullgirl community is always knocking on the doors. Hey, play my game. I'm here. So that's a win, right? Maybe
Mhm.
this could be an incentive for Skullgirls 2 or anything like that. But I think the main message of this that everyone was taking and putting into the internet is like, why these games and not the rest, right? And we already mentioned that the good netcode, right? So does a good game is a netcode, or is a good game is the gameplay of it, right? Because all these people are saying that all these games, Street Fighter, Dragon Ball, Soul Calibur, and all that stuff, they are great games, but they always say, oh, but online sucks.
Yeah.
But when 90% of the time, most likely these people play are online. So I hope this delivers a good message to the developers that if your game is not up to the par to this independent developers, then what is it saying? What are you bringing to your people? Are you really, like I mentioned in the previous video, are you really listening? Like, you're saying you're listening, but are you really listening to what the community is really looking or want? Now it's showing you that animals and fighting ponies, like people say, can actually bring a game because it has a good mechanic and a good online code, Maybe a 5, 6, 7-year-old game like Skullgirls can actually make it again because it actually has a good netcode, and it's not how old it is, it's how great it is,
We have punished ourselves with liking a very punishing genre of video game.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing people that play these kinds of video games and love them are having that added frustration of net play not being great, because you spend, depending on the game too, you spend a lot of time researching matchups, learning nuances to your characters, and the last thing that people need is that added frustration of that mentality where you're being competitive, you're trying to beat somebody, but the game doesn't let you, like the net play doesn't let you,
Yeah,
for the most
absolutely.
part. So that's tough, and the past year it's just been so important. There's such a headlight on that topic, and a lot of top community people have helped with that, and a lot of people that are just used to just taking it from companies are voicing their opinions as well. They're just going, yeah, you're right, this is really important, this is something that should be in the forefront, because for the most part, regardless if you go out to tournaments or not, for the most part, a lot of time you're gonna be playing these games online. That's just how it is nowadays. And this is almost like if they're built this past year of these netcode these netcode kind of talking pieces people have been doing throughout the past year. Like, they're building a cake, they're constructing a cake, and what happened this year with Evo needing to be online and them making the choices to switch out their main games that probably wouldn't have as great a showing being online is, dude, you're fucking me up with the damn.
Fine, go ahead.
That's how I'm trying to talk, and I'm like, what is this popping up?
Look down. Just look down.
I lost myself, but basically, this
Mm-hmm.
is the icing on the cake. This is the cherry on top. This is all that solidifies to all those big companies how important it is to everybody in the communities that they're making the games for pretty much, right? Sorry, I try to come back. I try to come back from getting distracted.
And I'm gonna follow. I got you, bro. Watch this. So basically, on the next game, what are we saying to the developers? Are we selling for less for a full price game? When technically, I'm not saying being all like a conspiracy theory. We're moving ahead of time, right? And we don't know what is next, what's gonna happen, right? This is gonna stay like this or not. But this should show that this should be the norm, because it shouldn't take an extreme event for us to be like, you know what, those games really have bad netcode, and now we're accepting it, you know? And instead of just being like, nah, but it's okay, let's just keep pushing the money, even though they're not gonna make it better for us. Like, what is it gonna take for this company now, you know, what was gonna be the excuse? You really wasn't spotlighting the biggest event, the football, the Super Bowl of fighting games, because strictly it's not mentioned, but it's shown that your netcode is not good. So what is going to be your response to that? How do you respond to the community and say, I'm listening to you, but not do that, you know? Like, what is going to be the excuse now? I think now they're put in the spotlight. Those developers are really put into the spotlight, and I'm happy about that. Not in a bad way. I don't want nothing bad for them, but I want them to be like, look, just no more going about it, you know? This is what it is. The whole community is telling you something. It's not a handful of people. So, hey, what's up? What up?
Yeah. And it goes to show you that the longer it is to get to the top of the ladder of the corporate ladder or whatever, the chain of command, that longer that chain of command is, the less grounded they are when it comes to what the community really wants. Because you look at the list of the games that are going to be part of the main lineup for online play, and two of them are indie, right? Yeah. One of them is a Microsoft game, but the guys there that were helping were pretty grounded to the community.
Absolutely. It was a compilation of multiple people. They were not set up as in, you know, and they just grind for this game to make it great. The best they can. They put their heart and soul. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't doubt that this developer for other games are putting their heart and soul in their games. I really don't doubt it, because people are countless hours making games and doing all this stuff that are really difficult. But the message that is being said, I think, is very clear, man. Your online, the things that people spend the most time playing, that delivers the impression of your game multiple time and consistency, is not there, man. And these other games do. So hopefully, you know, Guilty Gear's already doing that trend, that changing, recognizing that this doesn't work and changing to rollback netcode or to a functional netcode. And that's what we need. I want them to keep listening and changing these things based on what really works, not what they assume will work. Those things are old news, bro. Like, you know, if you really say you're paying attention, this is the best message you can take. But moving from that also, unless you have anything to say.
No, I'm good.
They're also gonna say content. They're gonna show trailers of these things. So I'm really excited about what is next. What are they gonna show? You know, do you feel that whatever trailers or whatever they're gonna show, they change it now after this new announcement for the online tournament? Like, oh wait, we cannot show that. Let's wrap it up. What do we have to show? Or you think they're gonna continue in what they have scheduled on?
Scheduled, because it's just a trailer. That kind of stuff. Like, let's say if for SNK's thing or presentation or or whatever was scheduled there. Let's say it's a trailer for the new KOF. That's still gonna happen. Maybe it won't boast about any options or anything like that unless it's something like netcode. Like, let's say if they know they're gonna do rollback, they're gonna put that on the trailer now. This year,
that's what
they're
I'm
gonna
saying.
put it on
They
the
should
trailer.
just edit that there. Like,
Yeah.
this
Like
is what
whatever
people
features
want,
that they know people want already, they're gonna add it to your trailer to gain that momentum, to gain that hype until whenever you do another announcement. Because what's Street Fighter gonna do? Like Street Fighter community, they want a different game. They've been wanting that for a couple of years now. The people that are still playing the game. So,
I think they want the game to work. That's all they want.
Yeah, like I don't even think they would want another game if the current game, it had good netcode, if it had maybe a couple changes to the
more information
system,
into the game, given, like what it seems, quote unquote, you mentioned this prior podcast, what it would be the norm of information, right, is not, right? Like, I don't, like, where is this disconnect, right? That they feel this is a complete game when it's missing so much of the content. And I don't mean like game modes and stuff like that. I mean, like, once again, Tekken having DLC for frames and stuff like that, right? Even though it's a fraction of the money and the things that they put in there, but seems like it should have been a norm, right? Type of thing. Or if they're not investing in that, then their loading doesn't take 5 minutes to even load for another loading.
Load times are a big thing, huge thing.
Exactly.
Huge. Everybody, as soon as a load time happens, we're going, wow, what a load time.
Yep. So, I'm there with you. I think they're probably gonna keep it, but I hope they change it and all the trailer have a rollback something hint in it. We hurt you. We're changing our netcode, because then people are gonna. Then you gained them already. That's it. You have them on your side, and then all you have to do is deliver. So I'm hyped for the announcement, to be honest. I'm really hyped to see what other announcement. I have no idea, or I haven't thought about what they should be showing or anything. Like a new Tekken. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I've been so disconnected at that point from this. Because I thought it was happening that I don't have too many expectations. But the only expectation I have is the online functionality that they show with this. And then the tournament, right? They have the tournament of champion. Like, this whole thing is gonna be from July 4th all the way to August, right? August 1st, August 2nd, something like that. So how is this tournament of champions gonna be? Like, it's supposed to be an exhibition, then now is how do you do this game?
I think that they could do it real easy, right? They could do it real easy where the 4 champions are still there, and then,
They're where? In their house?
No, I'm just saying the 4 champions are that were already invited. They're still there, right? They're still in the roster to play. The other 4 were supposed to be in tournaments that were all canceled. Like, the what are they called? The tournaments to be able to get in. Qualifiers. Thank you, Cutie. I was hoping my podcast partner was helping me on that.
I was trying to figure it.
They were supposed to be there for qualifiers. That's how they were gonna be. But now I'm thinking maybe they could just get voted in by their own community as almost like a weird democratic vote to vote in the other 4.
But how are they gonna play?
Playing wise should be easy. If they have the money, it should be easy to fly out 8 people, put them in some place that doesn't have an audience. They get tested for corona before going. Everybody involved in it gets tested for corona before going to that small venue.
Really easy.
I mean, but it's and then they just play it out. They play it out however it needs to be played out. It's something like a
local battles to include.
It's the 20th year anniversary. It's gonna be weird if they postpone this for the 21st year anniversary. You go in, if you go in decades or every 5 years, it makes more sense. Nobody likes.
Capcom's been doing that with their Capcom games. Every time they release, Capcom's been doing that with their Capcom game. Every time, like, the 15th anniversary of Street Fighter has actually been the 10th year anniversary, but it's because of the time age from the Japanese release to us. Every time they release those things, they always do those time things. Okay, I think they can do that. If they do, I hope they stay safe and they do all that smart. Because there's no online play in that. Because Capcom pulled the game out. Like, Capcom, what are you doing?
Now releasing on PSN, Arcade Perfect, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Like, oh my god. I don't know. Well, I was too concerned about how they're gonna present that, because that was a big thing, right? I think that was a good announcement that they mentioned on the 2020.
Yeah, that was like probably the most exciting thing for me this year for you to want to watch.
And
Other
me
than
too,
Sam
because-
Show, because I don't know if it'll make it next year.
And that's the thing I was gonna say, because what if they show a trailer? I don't even want to think about it, but what if they show a trailer? What is next for Marvel vs. Capcom, or any Capcom crossover or something? You know, anything,
Yeah.
anything is possible, and then you start thinking all this stuff, and it gets you hype. So I hope they deliver. Or even if they be like, hey, MVC2 now is online. We're rollback netcode.
With what's that? PS Now? With PS Now,
Yeah,
you can get
and rollback
MVC2.
netcode.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. You know. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the trailers. This is the one that I'm going completely blind about it, so everything's gonna be impressive. If I do say so myself, I do want to see season 2 of Grand Blue Fantasy there, hint or show in some way, some form.
Yeah, the season 2
What?
should be pretty close.
Okay.
The season 2 should be pretty close to that by the time July comes. Maybe like a couple months away, like 2 months away. So they should have something. Maybe at least show Belial and maybe a teaser of another character.
Yeah, that would be cool, right? So people can start be like, not my character. I want to see that. I want that.
And even with that, maybe a stage, since they've gotten 2 stages in the first season. They
Yeah,
squeezed
give
in
us
2
DLC
stages.
before, just to hold us down until the new thing comes out, you know? More Avatar, more stages, like 3 new stages and 7 new colors for everyone.
Because
I'll pay
those
that.
things
$5.
because those things weren't a part of the character pass. They could just drop them.
Anytime. At
Today-
any moment, they can take my money.
Today, when I finally looked at comments today, somebody had asked that question, like, "Hey, how do I get the other skins of Zoe?" And I was trying to remember. I'm like, pretty much if you can unlock up to the first 8 skins, but you're pretty much paying the rest. And that's what made me remember. Yeah, because they mentioned that I bought the character pass. Why why don't I have these skins?
I bought it twice.
Like, yeah, basically. Sorry,
I
man.
bought it
Side
twice.
games, man.
So, that's what it...
Alright, I don't remember what the last thing you were saying was.
I was trying to say how many times I was going to say eventful in one sentence. Because I was saying that... Are we on? Are we in?
Yeah, we're in.
That I'm excited for this Evo. That is very eventful Evo. These are very eventful times. And I was trying to say how many times I could say eventful in this sentence. And then I guess I took you out.
Yeah.
Oh, let me sit down. What the hell?
It was too eventful.
But I think we covered most of it, unless you do have a saying on it.
No, we
covered the
pretty
stuff.
much hit the 30-minute mark I was
stuff.
hoping for.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because the thing we're worried about why we're not going live right now happened. Yay, it happened.
Hey, clap.
We got bodied by the
Some
EMP.
random shockwave.
But yeah, I'm excited. I don't know how much, honestly, I don't know how much Evo I'll actually watch, but I'll definitely try my best to watch the top 8 or top 16 of most of the games. I just don't think I'll be spending as much time watching stuff with how I feel like my hobbies have been doing with my projects or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I'm enjoying it.
So I don't want to say I'm committing myself to doing all that stuff all those weekends. We'll see.
You know,
But
some
yeah.
of them can be in the background, just chilling sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I want to see what happens. It seems so far away, but so
It's
close.
not.
So close.
Any announcement you're hoping for?
Yeah, like I mentioned, the Grand Blue Season 2, definitely I'm hoping. I want to see something.
Anything
some
Soul
type of gameplay.
Calibur?
Soul Calibur always is hype, but other than releasing characters, I don't know what else they can bring, right? King of Fighters, I'm excited to see how. I just want to see how it looks. Like, are they going 2D type of Grand Blue, Dragon Ball? Are they going full 3D horrible? Tekken? You know, that's gonna be very impressive. So I want to see what happens there. King of Fighters is my most hyped thing.
Yeah, I really want to see King of Fighters because they were just so. It was just so bad looking before. The last one was just. It was just so drastic, right? There's just such a drastic change from 13.
Yeah.
And it could look amazing to this day.
Yeah.
And then going so just.
But no one bought the game. That I blame everyone. No one bought the game, so that's what they had to do. And I think, to be honest, they did the smartest thing. They did the lowest resolution characters so they can get the game out there to get some money out of it to make a better game. Because Samsho came out better. Samsho looks better, and I think they got some money from Samsho.
Yeah, well, with Samsho, this is the first time they used like Unreal Engine and stuff like that, not their own kind of thing.
So it looks good. I think it was successful, in my opinion. Game is fun, and then from there, maybe they collect collectively this money and they make a better version of the game, you know, and then like that.
I hope so. I even want to update for Samsho because that's already looking like old.
Like skins on these or something. Why not game have skins? Anyway.
I know why, but I don't know if I want to bring that up now.
Nah, not now. We talk about the DLC lobby thing.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, thanks for listening, guys. That was stuff on Evo.
Evo Online.
Evo Online. Let me get my feet ready because I'm about to check the lobby.
Okay.
I'm about to check the lobby. Let's go.
I'm going over here. Dude, you're stuck in the same place.
I know. Let's see who has the best name.
I think
I don't know about
Rice.
Who?
Frozen Rice. Has 16 wins too.
Frozen Rice? You haven't even eaten that. You can't. Loose. Well,
I got a rice cooker now.
I like loose masseuse.
Yeah,
Loose masseuse is really cool. David, not enough coffee is okay. It's bad for you though. I'm totally good. No.
Dr. Butler?
Dr. Butter?
No, Butler.
Butler?
Nah, rice. Frozen rice.
Frozen rice? No way. That does not beat loose. That does not beat loose masseuse.
What is that?
A masseuse? You don't know what somebody who massages you.
Oh, okay. In why is... Oh, no. Okay. Yep, here you go. You won.
There you go. All right. Loose masseuse it is. A clear winner, David. This is the first time you're not even going. Let us know which one you guys like better. This one or this one.
By default.
Loose masseuse it is. All right, guys. Thanks for listening in to the Double KO podcast, and we will be back with another one this week because there's a lot of shit that went on, and we've not been here, so we'll be here a couple of times. Nice short little podcast, hopefully. All right. Good night, everybody.